Hi everyone, it's Miss Angie at the Portage Public Library, and today for the month of October, Crafts Plus for 3rd through 5th graders. The craft is an autumn tile. I'm going to show you what's in your kit and show you how to make your very own tile. So let's get started. All right everyone, let's get going with our Crafts Plus for October. It's the autumn tile. So this is my finished product. And if you flip it over, you'll see on the back, there are some foam pads. So the first thing we're gonna have you do is in your kit, you will have a circle. We're going to need to divide this into 4 pieces. So you can see on the back of my tile, we're gonna cut it into quarters. So you'll have to use your own scissors, and it's gonna be kind of difficult, so you may need someone to help you. But we're gonna put this on the back of our tile to protect any surface that we're going to set it on when we're finished. All right, my other one flew over here. So I'm gonna move my finished tile. And in your kit, you're going to have either a small tile or a large tile. We have a certain amount of each, so when you come to pick up your kit, you can decide if you want a small or a large. All right, so we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna remove the sticky pieces from the back, and we're going to place a foam pad in each corner of our tile. All right, so that was step 1. Now we're going to move our pieces out of the way. We're going to flip our tile over. All right, and also in your kit, you're going to have a baggie. And actually that's where you're gonna find your foam pad, is in that baggie. And these are all the pieces you're gonna get to use to make your own autumn tile, so I don't expect yours to look like mine. They're all going to look different. You're also gonna have a container of Mod Podge, which is like glue, and you're gonna have a foam brush. Now the foam brush should fit in the container, but if you think it's a little too wide, you can again take that scissors that you have, and you can just trim off the sides a little bit. We need this brush to put the Mod Podge on our tile so that we can get our pieces to stick to it. Okay, so I like to work on a piece of paper just in case it drips all over. It will wash up with soap and water, but this just kind of protects whatever surface you're working on at home. So before you start using your Mod Podge, you might want to take some of your pieces out and just kind of decide what kind of design you want to use. I mean, there are more than enough pieces to come up with endless amounts of patterns. But you could decide what colors. There's some leaves in your baggie. There are some acorns and a bunch of colored circles. Okay, so if you have an idea, you could just set it to the side. But how you're gonna attach all of these items is with the Mod Podge. Now I know I called it Mod Podge, but it's called Mod Podge. So you're gonna open your container, and you're gonna take your foam brush and you're gonna dip it in, and I'm going to paint like a thin layer all over the tile. This is what you're gonna set your design in. It's gonna make it stick to the tile. Now what I noticed when I was making this was sometimes the things would move around, and that's okay. You can kind of just wiggle it around with your finger to get it where you want. I'm gonna put an acorn up in the corner. So it's kind of like a glue. It's gonna hold it on. Press it down. If your hands get sticky, you can just have a wet washcloth to the side to wipe them off. You put your circles on. Really, I want to see as many of your completed projects as possible because I want to see how creative everyone was with the items that they had in their baggie. You can overlap. Yeah, you can have a dot on top of a dot. Might not stick as well. When you're finished putting all of your pieces on, you can either let it dry like it is, and then come back later and put another layer of the Mod Podge on top to seal it on there. That way when you use it to set a a drink on, it won't get the pieces of paper wet. Or you can try to do it while it's still wet. So that's where the pieces will kind of move around. So I'm gonna show you what that's like. So you're gonna take some more of your Mod Podge, and I kind of go over the top of the items first to kind of push them down, coat them with this Mod Podge to seal it on there. Oh, you see how that one moved? So I'm just gonna kind of move it back over. So that's the only thing, is if you put it on when they're still wet, they can kind of move across. All right, and get my leaf. All right, so it's really important when you're finished that you do get the entire tile coated so that when it dries, it's sealed in there and nothing will get damaged when you use it as a real drink coaster. All right, so then you're gonna leave it alone, let it dry, and it will end up have a finish on it. You can tell that it's kind of glossy looking, and you'll be able to either use it in your home or give it as a gift. And as always, I would love to see your finished projects, so you can either put them on our Facebook page or you can email them to me, which is Angie@portagelibrary.us. And I would just love to see how creative all of those 3rd through 5th graders are. So thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you next month.